Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be making a Franken mower, which basically means putting a bunch of mowers together to make one. So I've got some parts out on the driveway, so without further ado, let's get building this thing. So here we have like the basic parts we're going to build this out of. So I got this deck off Basic Marketplace. I got this handle and that engine off of the lawnmower from the last video, so go watch that one, it was pretty good. And I got this blade from that lawnmower as well. So now we're going to go in the garage and combine all these parts plus a couple extras into one good mower. Okay, so I got the lawnmower up on the operating table here, and now we're going to get the engine installed first because it's going to be the hardest part to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out the 3 bolts that are in the bottom here, like this, unscrew all 3 of them, and then we're going to bolt it on from the bottom, which I'll show you guys how to do that. And the 3 bolts are a 1/2 inch in size. So here we go. And the bolts, sorry about that, they have a sort of triangle shape to them, and that's because these are a little bit oversized than the hole in the engine is, and that's because as they go in, the triangle shape cuts new threads and it kind of locks it on there. Alright, now we're on to the last bolt, and yes, I did leave a bit of gas in the tank, so it's going to leak a little bit, but I don't really care, because it's just going to clean up all the dirt anyway. There we go, that's all 3 bolts. Now we're going to put the engine down in the hole, like this. There we go. Now we're going to reach under the mower deck and bolt it on from the bottom. This part can be kind of difficult, so what you can do is, what I'd like to do sometimes, is open up this hatch here and hold it, and then reach my hand in there. So here's kind of what I do. And this hatch has kind of a heavy spring, so make sure you're holding it pretty tight. And then you should be able to just line up the holes on the bottom. Just gotta find them. Nope. It helps to lift the engine like this and put the bolt through the hole first. Then you can kind of drag the engine over the bolt to line it up. Then get the ratchet to tighten it up. There it goes. Now I'm going to repeat the same process for the other 2. Pretty easy, right? Just lift up the hatch, reach your hand in. Alright you guys, so I've got the bolts kind of finger tight, and what I like to do now is whenever I'm tightening the deck bolt or the blade, or the engine bolt or the blade, I like to go back with an impact and tighten them, because you want these really tight, you do not want those coming off. So you can use this kind of impact, air one, or you can use an electric one. I'm going to use my air one today because it's a little more fun. So here we go. Now we're going to put the blade on with the air impact as well. So need a 5/8 socket, I believe. This is an MTD style. Let me just grab that real fast. There we go. And whenever you put the blade bolt back on, I like to get some anti-seize here. You can use grease as well. I like to put a little bit on here so that it doesn't seize in the crankshaft, because that is a pain when that happens. And you can also go ahead and put a little bit on here as well. Just kind of get it on there. This way the blade won't seize. And whenever you're putting a lawnmower blade on, remember that the fin part goes upwards. Get it kind of locked on there. There we go. Get this. Impact. You can never really put these too tight because you want it really tight. Alright, there we go. Blade bolts on. And so is the blade. Now we're going to put the lawnmower back on its wheels and get the handle on and the cable. Because I have a new one of those as well. And one last thing, while we're under here, we might as well check the oil drain to make sure it's tight. I'm pretty sure it is tight. I just want to double check because so the reason I'm gonna double check the oil drain is because last year I didn't tighten one all the way, and then I started the engine and it made a mess on my driveway. That wasn't fun. So don't do that. Make sure you tighten the oil drain because you don't want that to happen to you. It's a mess. Okay, I just checked it. It's tight. Now we're gonna put the handle and the cable on. Okay, so now for the handle, we have to get the handle in these two grooves and over this little bracket and over this little pin here. So it helps to do one side at a time. So just pull one on here, make sure the hole goes in the pin. There we go. And then hold the lawnmower deck and pull the handle really hard to stretch this over. There we go. Now it's good. Now I'm gonna get the bail cable and we're gonna attach it to the engine and up there. Okay, so these cables are pretty simple to install. You just hook it in here like this and then push that on there. Now for this end, we have to do something else. Okay guys, so we're actually nearing the end of the process here. And what we're gonna do now is mess with the cable because I don't have the actual cable bracket that holds it on. So what we're gonna do is use a few zip ties. Now I will put a hose clamp on here, which will work. I just have to buy one. I don't have one right now. So we're gonna use these in the meantime. Okay, so I did some digging and I actually found one. So what we're gonna do now is unscrew this all the way because we're gonna have to open it up to get it over the handlebar. So keep going. There we go. Pull that back. Now we're gonna put this over the cable and the handlebar. There we go. Now we're gonna tighten it a little bit. Then we're gonna have to adjust it, which is a little bit of a pain, but it's not too bad. So what you want is you want it to be, actually get this on this side over here. It's kind of a pain, okay? Takes a minute. So there we go. You want it nice and tight when this is all the way down because when you run on the mower, it's tight when you pull this down, right? So you're gonna pull the cable. You know what, let me just, I don't know. And you're gonna wanna make sure it's open on that end as well. Okay, so I've got the cable tension pretty good, and here's what you kinda wanna look for. So you want it to be a little bit loose here okay, so you want the cable to be loose like this when the handle's in the up position. When it's down, you want it to be nice and tight. So to set that, I like to hold it here, clamp it, and pull this down to make sure, and then let it up. Now we're gonna add a second hose clamp over here to really lock it down. So here we go. All right, so I got the second hose clamp on, and here I just wanna show you what it looks like. So here we have the one hose clamp over the sheathing part. Then I have the other one over the kind of bulbous clip part just to really lock it on there. And here the handle works. Now what we're gonna do is fix the recoil because I was pulling on it earlier and it doesn't always want to go back in. Well, it does now because it's on camera, but like it kind of just sits there and I want it to wind all the way back up. So to take off the recoil, it's 3 bolts here, 1, 2, 3, and then it's 2 more underneath on the actual metal housing. And these 3 are a 1/4 inch socket. Also, I already made a video about rewinding recoils, so I'm not going to show you guys how to do it here. So I'll link it up in the cards. Go watch that video. It's really good. Alrighty, well, only thing left to do now is see if it runs. So let's go. I gotta put the rope in the little holder up here. There I go. Sweet. Okay, so with that, you guys, that's going to conclude the video on building a custom lawnmower. So, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Remember to hit that like button and smash the subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.